We are finished winter sowing. In our little unheated glass house, we have around 50 to 60 different flowering plants. We are done, we think. What's going on, Lars?
I am just spraying a little bit here on the ones that looked like they needed a little bit of water. So we have a bunch of winter sown seeds here, and we also made a totally detailed process of the whole way of winter sowing your perennials. So click on that link if you want to see that. But we just quickly want to show you some of the things we did sow here in winter. And it's in our unheated greenhouse we placed it. And we have, what we first used, we have these trays that we have very important to have drainage holes in. We just added some water, some soil, a handful of that, the seeds and some dirt on top, and then a little name tag on. So some of the things we sown is, for example, the mandstrå, and notice it's most of all the perennials that we collected from our own garden. We have sown them already now, because then we don't need to do a thing. Just wait until nature when it gets warmer.
Exactly, and we're going to be really busy in the spring. I mean, all of you watching are as well. You know how busy spring can get, so that's why we winter sow. What else we got growing?
And then we have another. Here's some of the seeds. Notice maybe you wonder why is there no seed on top? Did he forget? But some of them do need light to germinate. So the verbena needs light, and it needs changing temperatures, like warm and cold. And we just here had a few weeks of really minus degrees, so that's really good for the seeds. And then they will start to germinate. And they will germinate in different times as well. So I'll just keep an eye on it, spray with this a little bit here. Otherwise, I don't really need to do a lot of things. Just keep an eye on them. We have some, the stockrose here we call it.
Yeah, these are the hollyhocks.
The hollyhocks, yes.
I don't know why I'm zooming in. There's nothing to see. The hollyhocks we got. We have some lupines over here. We have some cuttings that we did up on the top. This isn't from the winter, that's from the autumn.
This one is quite exciting, actually. It doesn't need water. This is also a very funny one, a hosta, where they look like paper-thin seeds, and they just need to be on top and keep moist on the top here on the surface. We have daisies in here, a bunch of them. I'm looking every day to see if some of them are germinating, not yet.
Maybe not quite.
But we have, and we also do have these shoe trays here. That's more for later on when the plants get bigger. We can water from the bottom here, and then the roots, they will start to just soak up the water what they need instead of overwatering too much from the top. That's a great way for the roots just to search for water and get really these long strong roots instead. So these will stay in here super easy, and they fit on all these shelves here. We built up so we can have a bunch of plants. And this one is also one of my great favorites. It's I think it actually, look there, that's starting to sprout. It's the lupines.
All right.
And this one is a white one.
Yeah, I can see one over there.
Look at them there. Look how it's coming already. Oh, that's great. So that's not been a lot of weeks actually before that. So it had changing temperatures. And we have those lupines we have in white, pink, blue, yellow, red, you name it. And a salmon star I'm gonna...
Yeah, the salmon, that's the new one. What else we got, Lars? We got some stuff over here.
We have blanket flower as well.
I'm sorry, I'm over here already.
You're over here.
Now I gotta scoot over.
You here. We have some, that's a really good one, red and yellow blanket flower, Galadilia, and flowers has a long flowering time as well. We do have some, I watered them also, they couldn't eat. I'll just go over here, give them a little spray.
Yeah, these we sowed in the autumn. Sadly, when we had that big blizzard, we lost a lot of these glass panels, and what happened, it snowed and it rained, and a lot of our autumn sown trays, because we were gone, we visited my family for Christmas in the States, so they were sitting here soaking wet for weeks. So we actually lost quite a bit of our autumn sown plants. So, but so it is.
We still have some monarda watering them, and then I'm gonna, when they are a little bit bigger, I'm gonna repot them. And but the way to go is really this winter sowing process, because then they will start to sprout when it's warmer. Here we have also like a winter sown one,
Autumn
a
sown.
daisy. Sorry, autumn sown. Yes, and I don't repot them one by one. And this soil I use, I'm just using like normal potting soil. You can use seed sowing soil, but they tend to dry out a little bit. And in this way, it has very, like just out in nature, it also self-sows and it's in nutritious soil. So here I just take really like a good handful, and they don't mind growing together. These, for example, these daisies here. So these are, they don't look as much now, but these are called Geums, or they will get yellow, really beautiful flowers, and they are perennials that flower early. So they will have to be repotted very soon. Some other cool things on the shelf over here that we just did are these wallflowers that we did some cuttings of, because they started to get a little bit tall in the garden. So these are really easily to propagate from cuttings, and they just placed here, keep them a little bit wet here. And yeah, we have a bunch of trays in here, like we showed you some of the white lupines. We have some burning hearts over here, Jack Frost, prunella. We have Astrantia, and further down here we have some different poppies, and we have some bleeding hearts over here, really beautiful as well, and also some monada.
You are struggling to reach that.
Right. And we have also a bunch of things, not much to see right now, I think, are they growing? But we have a bunch of also like native to Denmark, drought tolerant. They do really well and really self-sow a lot, so we make sure to collect a lot of seeds from these. What else do we have? We have a big tray here, I just did that one also. That shows that's one of my favorites. But Echinacea, also perennial that needs changing temperatures, so it's just sitting here until spring, and then we really sprinkle a lot of seeds in the trays here, because I don't spend time, and there's no need for that, I think, to repot every plant. There's a lot of the perennials, they don't mind growing together as in a group. So these ones will be, come out later when they sprout.
And speaking of this being one of your favorites, we also keep some seeds back. I mean, it looks like we didn't keep any seeds back, right? But
That's
we
true.
do, because, like I said, we had that blizzard and we lost some glass panels, and the next thing you know, most of the stuff that we sowed in the autumn was ruined. What if that happens again, and then we lose everything that we sowed here in the winter? So it's a good idea to keep some seeds back.
That is a great tip, though.
Yeah, thanks.
No, but then you can also pre-sow indoors if you have the space for it. But personally, my boys were so annoyed that I had 50 trays inside there in March. So we just did start a few years ago to winter sow instead, because then it's just sitting here, not taking up space, and our son will not fall over trays of dirt inside. So, but it's a great tip to keep some seeds in case some of them, if it drips or whatever from the greenhouse and it gets too wet, then you are like a bit safe of having extra.
It's just some extra insurance, right?
So it's not only winter sown seeds in here. We also do use the greenhouse all year round. There's no heat in it at all, but to keep the cuttings. It's really a safe place here. We have a butterfly bush, a butterfly candy, really beautiful one that we put some in here, and also divided some plants, and we can, this is Grybende Læbeløs in the really beautiful color. So some of them that I had divided didn't have time to plant out. I'll just store them in here, and also some more manstro that will grow up. Doesn't look like a lot now, but trust me, when it gets a little bit warmer, it will really be busy in here. So that was all.
Exactly. And so I'll make sure that I'll give everybody, how about that, Lars? I'll give a full list of all the things that we did sow. I'm here at the end of the video, so you can be sure to see that. And then we'll make sure that we take you along as they start to grow, and as we plant them out in the garden, as we pot them on, to give away and to sell at markets and things like that.
So it's not only like soils.
So you don't think our greenhouse is just full of meat trays with dirt?
Give it us a few weeks, but yeah. So, tack for i dag. Thank you for watching.